You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello you degenerate fucks, and welcome to The Degenerate Gambler. It's Thursday the 7th of September, and just back with another episode. Start off with an apology. Obviously last week I didn't record. I didn't have time. I was off work and doing a lot of DIY painting and all that sort of shit at home. I'm sure a lot of you know what that's like. You take a week off work and your missus gets you doing jobs around the house. So I just didn't have time to record. But I'll quickly go through last week's bets, give you some stats from last week's games. I've done one bet for this week. I'll do, because of the international break, it's like, I'm not going to go do two. I might do another bet on the day, but I don't know. But I'm definitely not picking two bets for the podcast. I'll also have a quick run through my outright bets, just to maybe try and cheer myself up because they're actually going okay. I'll look in the midweek and then I'll just give you the numbers of the profit loss. But look, it has been a bad start to the season. It's one of the worst that I've had in probably the last 5 years since I've been keeping records. But somehow I'm not down that much. So, a bit of luck there, a bit of fortune. But anyway, last week's bets. So Spurs, they won. Leicester, Norwich, West Brom, all lost. And Dundee won, Dundee United. My fault there for picking 3 championship games. We know, anybody who listens to the podcast or who bets in general will know that the championship is a really hard league, and I've picked 3 teams out of it. Why, I don't know. And you'll see why when we get to the stats later. So the overs bet went really well, except for I had 1-0-0. So Crewe, MK Dons was up, Aldershot, Chesterfield up, Alfreton, Scunthorpe up, Bolton, Derby up, and then Mansfield, Bradford was 0 each. And you know what? That was the last selection. I had the 4. I was looking around for a 5th one. I probably should have just kept 4 and doubled the stake. But I picked the 5th one, obviously, to make it around 20-1. So you're getting about 100 quid back. That was a mistake. But I did look at the match, and there had been scoring goals, so it did, sort of thought it was a decent pick. Evening bet, Gateshead and Oldham over 2s was up, Napoli was up, Galatasaray was up, and Steaua Bucharest, both to score, I think, was beat. Sunday was disappointing because there was a couple of close bets there. So the early bet, yes, the first game beat at Rangers Celtic, but I had it both to score and overs. But it should have been 1 each at half time. I mean, that Rangers goal that was disallowed was soft, in my opinion. And then you go into the second half at 1 each, you don't know what's going to happen. Sporting Gijón won. Ajax was 0 each, which was disappointing, at 4-9. Young Boys, great price, 13-10, they won. And then there was a Norwegian game. I'm not even going to try and pronounce them teams' names, but both to score, and it was. Then the afternoon bet. Union Berlin and Leipzig over 2s was up, Copenhagen up, Molde up, Antwerp and Royal Union over 2.5 up, and Salzburg both to score. They won 3-0. So that's the annoying part there, that they were 4-7 to win, 4-7 over 2s, and 8-13 both to score. So half a point difference, if I had just took one of the other 2 selections. But that is what it is. The evening bet wasn't great. I'm not even really going to run through that. It was a bit of a mix of a bet builder. Had Juventus, Barca, Fenerbahce, and a couple of corners and cards and stuff, but it was beat anyway. So then let's look at the stats. So Premier League had 10 games, all the rest had 12. So I'll tell you that now before I run through them. In the Premier League, over the weekend, 7 favourites, 2 draws, 1 outsider. So pretty good. Championship, 1 favourite, yes, 1. 3 draws, 8 outsiders. That is fucking crazy, even for the Championship. League 1, 9 favourites, 1 draw, 2 outsiders. League 2, 5 favourites, 4 draws, 3 outsiders. National League, 5 favourites, 4 draws, 3 outsiders. National League North, 7 favourites, 4 draws, 1 outsider. And the National League South was 4-4-4. 4 favourites, 4 draws, 4 outsiders. So in total, that worked out at 38 favourites, 22 draws, and 22 outsiders, which was 46%, which isn't bad, but when you consider that you've got the championship with 1, if you picked the game in the championship, you were, 1 to 10 chance you were going to win. Yeah, but the rest of the leagues, Premier League 7, League 1 9, a couple of Leagues 5, which is close to 50%, National League North 7, which is over 50%. So, look, a few leagues spoiled that. But, like me, picking 3 championship games, that's why my bet had no chance. I'd have been better picking 3 League 1 teams that had far better chance. But anyway, so next we'll do over 2.5. So, Premier League 9 games over 2.5, 1 not. Championship 7 games over, 5 not. 6 and 6 in League 1, 4 over 8 not in League 2, 8 over 4 not in the National League, 5 over 7 not in the National League North, and 6 and 6 in the National League South. That worked out at 45 over, 37 not, and that's 54%. So decent amount there for the overs. Both the score was similar, so it was in the Premier League 8 yes, 2 no. So 8 games, both to score 2 not. Championship and League 1 were both 6 and 6, so 6 yes, 6 no. League 2 was 4 yes, 8 no. National League was 8 yes, 4 no. And National League North 5 yes, 7 no. National League South 7 yes, 5 no. In total, that was 44 over both to score, 38 not. Yeah, so those both to score and overs were decent. Over 50%. So, there was a bet there. And as I say, my overs bet went pretty well. 1 game nil each, spoiled the lad. So anyway, I'll go on to this week's bet. And look, as far as form and stuff, I've got 5 home teams. And teams that have good home records and that are going reasonably well in the league. So, look, that's the reasons for all of them. From next week, I'll have a more detailed, as I usually do when I'm well into the season, about, recent results. Because we're starting to get, decent form. The lower leagues are on 6 or 7 matches. After this week, these ones will be on, the League 1, League 2 will be on 6 or 7 matches. So, we're getting to the point where you can do a bit of home form, bit of away form, bit of general form, and you can sort of base your bets on that. So I'll have that from next week. But the bet is Gillingham home to Harrogate 4 to 5, that's 1.8. Swindon at home to Sutton 10 to 11, that's 1.91. Stevenage at home to Carlisle 3 to 4, that's 1.75. South Shields at home to Rishall 3 to 5, that's 1.6. And Tamworth at home to Peterborough Sport 3 to 4, that's 1.75. So in total, it's about 15 odds to 1. So it pays about 160 odds. So that's the bet. And as I say, I might do a couple of smaller bets or maybe a mixed bet or something. I don't know, but I'm not going to do it for the podcast. So as I said, I'll try and cheer myself up a bit here with the outright bets. Yeah, so what is there? 4 of them I've done. So I did Salford to finish top half. They're 3 points below top half. Did Scunthorpe to win the league. They're 1 point behind the leader. Millwall top half. They are joint top half. Leverkusen top 4. They're 3 points above top 4. I think they're actually top of the league in Germany. And then Linfield to win the league. They're 2 points clear at the top of the league. Next bet, and this one was only like a $5, so the prices are pretty big. So Wolves to be relegated, they're only 2 points above the relegation. Southampton to be promoted, they're equal, they're in the playoffs. Do you know what I mean? Wickham to be in the top 6, they're 2 points behind the top 6. Had a slightly dodgy start, but have started to pick up, won their last 2. Hamilton to win the league, they're joint top. So that one not going bad either. The next one, yeah, Middlesbrough. This is the big surprise for everybody. Middlesbrough to finish top 6. They're actually 9 points off. They're near enough bottom of the league. Had a terrible start. Michael Carrick's under big pressure. Peterborough top 6. They're 3 points below it. Mansfield top 7. They're equal. They're in the playoffs. AC Milan top 4. They're plus 3 points. I think they're actually top of the league. Really, really good contenders for the league this year, AC Milan. Galatasaray win the league. They're 2 points behind, and Sheffield United to be relegated. They are 1 point above the relegation zone, so decent that one. And then the scorers, so I have Eze. He's got 1 goal, but he's 2 behind Edward. Now, this happened last year where Edward started the season well, and then he sort of fell away. But this year he might, I don't know, they haven't had a penalty yet. If they get a penalty and Eze takes it, which I think he will, that could be the key. He was the top goal scorer last year, even when Zaha was there, so that's why I picked him on the price. So next one, Ali Watkins hasn't scored yet in the league. He's 2 behind. They have a couple of players on 2 goals, Matty Cash and Bailey. But with Watkins, he scored a hat-trick in the Europa League, so, you know, he hasn't scored yet, but there's goals in him. Salah is equal with Diaz and Nunez on 2 for Liverpool, and he takes the penalties. Rashford's on 1. 4 United players have 1 goal. That's only goals. They've only scored 4 goals this season. So that makes me feel a wee bit better. There's 2 or 3 of them going pretty well. The Middlesbrough one worries me, but we'll see. It's early in the season. We'll see what happens. So we're looking at midweek. So next Monday there's 5 Euro games. On Tuesday there's 9 Euro games and 2 EFL Trophy games. Wednesday there's absolutely nothing. Thursday there's absolutely nothing. Friday we're back into the UK football, so there's 2 championship games. There's League 2, there's a game. Scottish Cup, there's a game. I think it's that Scottish Challenge Cup. Northern Ireland Premier League, La Liga, Germany, French League 1, Belgian League, Danish League, all 1 game. So Friday we're back to good football. So yeah, that's basically it. All I'll do before I let you go is I'll give you the numbers of my profit loss. I haven't actually posted. I meant to post it. I'll post it probably today on social media. And I always do a thread, so I'll just attach next month's to that thread, and it's always there for everybody to see. I don't hide from, you know, when I'm having a bad time, I don't hide, and I don't rub it in too much when I'm having a good time. But anyway, so for the first month there, and it was I'm looking at this number and I'm just going, wow, it's pretty big. So I did £487 worth of bets. Yeah, that's big. 487, that's 79. That also does include the outright bets. I won 450. I had 44 quid, 44.63 in free bets, and the total is minus 37.22. So I'm down 40 quid. Now, that 451, I won like 60 quid on a horse. I won 60, 70 quid, whatever it was, on the 3 draws. A lot of boosted bets. You know, double your money. Like I had 30 quid on Friday night's one. You know, stuff like that. I also had the 50 quid that I won on Ladbrokes on a game. So look, it's my actual bets haven't been great. I haven't been hitting the main bets or the overs bets or any of the Sunday bets. So even though that's only 40 quid down, I look at that as it's a more of a loss because there was a lot of lucky things there and money that I got for free. So, you know, at the end of the day, look, I do this to see how much money I spend and how much money I win. So I count everything that comes my way and count everything that goes out the other way. So look, yes, I'm only down 40 quid in real money, but I know that hasn't translated into bets, especially because like even the 3 draws bet I didn't even post because I forgot about it. It was start of the season, there was so many bets and free bets going on that I forgot to even post it. So look, it's disappointing. I know that. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. You know, I'm usually pretty good at this. You know, if you've been listening for long enough, I think since I've been doing the podcast, there was 1 year I didn't make money, which was the mod COVID year, when there was no fans on the ground and the home advantage meant fuck all. So this is the 4th year of the podcast, so I've made money 2 of the 3 previous years, and then the reason why I started doing the podcast and the reason why I started taking stats was, you know, 2 years before that I had kept stats and made money. So I was like, you know, I'm obviously half decent at this. So I say I started a betting page and a podcast. So like I say, out of 5 years, I've made money 4 times, and you know, that's basically it. You know, I have confidence that it's going to turn around. I'm just getting a bit of bad luck. I said this before. Actually, something that I'll mention is, I think I said this on Twitter. I've probably done, I don't know, 30 bets, maybe more, whatever. But the amount of times a red card in a bet or a game has killed a bet. You know, bets for overs. You know, when you get a red card, it's always tough. But overs are both to score because one team's going to sit back. You know, sometimes it'll just spoil the game. And obviously, if you're betting like the other week when I had Wigan, who seemed to be dominating the game, got them on sent off, lost the game 1-0. But I would say there's been at least 10, 15 of my bets that have had a red card in it and ruined the fucking bet. So look, stuff like that isn't going to keep happening. I have confidence I'll turn around, have a couple of good months. We'll get back to profitable months. But yeah, look, that's it for today. It just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.